The galaxy had seen a lot: planetary invasions, interstellar plagues, alien empires rising and falling. But nothing quite compared to what happened when some very unfortunate criminals made the mistake of kidnapping Sophia Blair, the only child of Commander Evan Blair, aka the deadliest human in the galaxy. The R'auk Syndicate, an ambitious criminal enterprise, was operating out of an asteroid belt deep in the unregulated sectors. They were growing brazen, snatching up hostages from across the galaxy and selling them back to their terrified families for staggering ransoms. They were well prepared for any resistance. At least, they thought they were. When they captured Sophia Blair, they were blissfully unaware of who she was. Evan Blair wasn't a man. He was a legend, a former elite officer in the Intergalactic Federation. He led incursions into hostile space, dismantled pirate cartels single-handedly, and even defeated an entire warlord battalion when the odds were 1,000 to 1. To call him deadly was to vastly underestimate him. For him, war was art, and combat was a language he spoke fluently. And though he'd retired years ago to raise his daughter in peace, he wasn't above unleashing havoc when provoked. The Syndicate's first warning was a transmission intercepted by the Federation. Blair's voice came through, cold as the vacuum of space. "I am Evan Blair. You have my daughter. Return her unharmed within 24 hours, or I will come for you." There will be no further warnings. The Syndicate leader, a ruthless R'auk named R'auk, sneered at the message. "Just a washed-up Federation grunt," he scoffed. "We'll triple the ransom for the girl. Her father sounds desperate. He'll pay." 24 hours passed. Then the destruction began. The first to go was the Syndicate's scout ship, monitoring nearby Federation patrols. It was vaporized within seconds, with no distress call, no debris, just silent, sudden annihilation. R'auk dismissed it as an equipment failure until more ships disappeared. His lieutenant suggested relocating, but R'auk dismissed them, underestimating his adversary for the last time. When the Syndicate's comms hub went offline, it was no equipment failure. Blair had broken through their encrypted network, reading their communications in real time. He could have blocked them or sent a warning. Instead, he listened, tracking the panic chatter until he had every R'auk officer's location, including R'auk's. Blair arrived with no fleet, no backup. Just a single, unmarked ship that slipped past defenses, piercing the Syndicate's heart. Aboard, he was an unstoppable force. The R'auk guards found themselves outmatched, their alien muscle and advanced weaponry no match for Blair's relentless precision. He swept through the base, as methodical as he was merciless. No one saw him coming, and those who did didn't live long enough to regret it. The rumors of his exploits had not been exaggerated. He was a ghost, striking from the shadows, leaving only silence in his wake. His skill was unmatched, and his ruthlessness was frighteningly efficient. The Syndicate guards abandoned their posts. Others tried barricading themselves. Some surrendered, but even the sight of their pleas didn't halt him. He had one objective: find Sophia. At last, Blair breached the holding cells, reaching Sophia's location. The sight of her unharmed was his only pause. He rushed forward, pulling her into a tight embrace. Sophia, despite her ordeal, had stayed calm, certain her father would come. "I knew you'd come, Dad," she whispered, clutching him tightly. But it wasn't over. R'auk, desperate and humiliated, had a last wild plan. He triggered the station's self-destruct sequence, hoping to trap Blair in the destruction. Blair grinned darkly. "You really think I'd leave without a contingency plan?" He spoke into his comm link. Victor 7, remote detonation sequence. A hidden explosive Blair had planted deep within the asteroid ignited. The blast tore through the Syndicate's final defenses, and Blair's ship, a sleek, untraceable craft, awaited them outside, ready to take them home. As the Syndicate's fortress turned to stardust, so did any hope they'd had of challenging the galaxy's order. The message was clear. Evan Blair was no longer retired. He was now a legend with a warning written across the stars. If you harm those he loves, you sign your death warrant.